Hey, juniors. Hope you're doing well. Hope your families are doing well. Today is the last video before we go on spring break, so I'm excited and proud of your work. This has really been a challenging time, and I just want to praise you in challenging circumstances. You've really stepped up, and I'm really honored to be your teacher. And I want to make sure over this spring break that you take time for yourself and for your families and really take a deep breath. So there's not going to be any additional homework over the break. We'll talk about how we can wrap things up this week and really set ourselves up well. So when you come back from the break, you're really set up well for the multi-genre project, which I'm seeing good work already. So let's, like we do at the start of these lessons each time, just go over where we are in the class. So just a reminder, um, we left off with our first mini lesson of the week, really just talking about how to correspond with me. And we gave that example from your year's work. And then basically one of your big homework assignments this week, and a lot of you have already done it, is just to correspond with me to make sure you're feeling like you've got a sharpened research question that you can then apply and take through your research for the whole project, right? And just to be clear, because I think some students have had this question, um, I've had the question a couple of times come up. Hey, Mr. Zai, does this mean I can really write my whole research project on one topic? And I'm really going to be creating different genres in that same topic? Exactly. That's exactly right, right? You're going to pick that topic and you're going to make sure all the genre topics are genres that you create are related to that one topic. Right? Just like you did for the poetry synthesis essay, where you had one poet, but then you had those different genres that were talking about that one poet. It's the same idea here, right? So in case that was a confusion point, I think it was for a few of you, that is the thing. Now, some of you asked another good question and you said, hey, Mr. Zaya, what if my research questions are a little different now than it was when I started? Or what if it changes a little bit as I go on? That's totally okay. And the follow-up question was, do I have to redo what I did earlier? No, you don't, right? It's okay. Part of research is the continual refining, revising, and sharpening, right? It might happen that when you come back from the break and after we've done more research and we're putting things together, you might decide you want to revise or redo some of what you've got. Or you might think, no, you know what, it actually fits pretty well. But you don't have to do any of that right now. Right now, your goal is really to generate material, and that is one of the reasons why, while I'm giving you a lot of feedback on your research question, and I'm supporting a lot of you with, hey, look at this article, look at that article, right? I'm not looking over and trying to edit what you've written or give you suggestions to edit what you've written. It's premature to do that. Right now, the goal is for you to generate material to really immerse yourself in your question. And you're doing that. I mean, I'm seeing that across the board. So give yourself a pat on the back from Mr. Zaya. You're doing good work. Okay, let's track back. So that was really our goal this week is corresponding with me. You're doing a great job on that. You've really, I would say 75 to 80% of you have zoomed in on the research question. For those of you who haven't, I'm looking for you to do that these last couple of days of the week, right? So this is where we are right now. It's your last video with me. It's not going to be a super long one. Just going over the multi-genre project. And then for today's homework, right, you're going to continue just what you did for number 2, right? You're going to find a third article on your topic. And again, your topic is probably getting a little more precise now. That's great. You're going to find an article, you're going to read it, and then you're going to come up with a new creative genre, right, that's on your topic. And just to point you again, if you've been missing some of these video mini lessons, probably one of the best things you can do is just look over the many samples we've got. I think we've got like 12 student samples now. I've positive blasted these students out. We've got a new Twitter post. Woot Woot Princess has a terrific Twitter post that really tells a story. It's really a series of Twitter posts, but all of these are great samples. So if you're feeling like, hey, I'm not sure how to do this genre or that genre, your classmates are probably your best resource. Okay. So today's work, again, is to find that article and then today and tomorrow you have to create your third genre choice, which is going to be the last work that's going to be turned in on turnitin.com before we go on spring break. Okay. And then tomorrow, I'm going to say basically is it's still you're in school, remote school, but I'm not going to have another video mini lesson because you know what you're doing. If you don't, if you're really struggling, this is a day for you to check in, right? If you've already checked in with me, you've done some kind of a check-in with me, this is fine. You don't have to check in again as just like a busy work assignment. No, I'm not asking you to do that. But for those of you who have not yet, I do expect some communication with you on Friday. And I also put on their college essay. Remember this, as you heard from Ms. Healy, this is really the end of quarter 3. We're wrapping it up. And so I'm putting in grades for all those grades in the past. And there are still a few of you who haven't completed or turned in your college essay. So today, tomorrow, great time to do that. And also, if you're feeling like, man, this college essay is still not where I want it to be, also a good time to reach out to me. I can give you feedback before you finish it up and put that to bed, because you're not going to want to be working on that when we come back from the spring break, because we're really hitting the ground running with multi-genre. But you can see, right, we do have no school over spring break. So during this next week, I want you to relax, take care of yourself, right? I'm not going to have any new writing assignments over the break. Okay. So again, this is a short video because you've been doing a lot of work already in the class. My main 2 cents right now for you, my reach out to you is, please be in touch with me if you're struggling with any of the work. Like I said, I've been really impressed by the work that I'm seeing. There's a lot of great work on multi-genre, but it's challenging, right? There's a lot of freedom for you, which means that sometimes it can be a little scary. Like, hey, what do I pick? How do I find this research? That's why I'm here for you. It's challenging to do that for a mini lesson for everybody, because everyone's got different research topics, obviously. So that's why it's really important that you reach out to me individually, because everybody's research project is a little different, right? And the more that we do an individual feedback, the better it's going to be. I'll also just say again, I've made Zoom calls with groups of students, and that has gone really well. So please don't hesitate to reach out to a friend or 2 or 3. It can be as big a group as 5 or 6 or 7. I don't care. And then say, hey, we'd like to meet at this time with you, Mr. Czaia. My general times for that are going to be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I can find windows of 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes to an hour to check in with you. So that would be great. All right. Team, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. You're in my thoughts and prayers, as well as your families. Take care of yourself during this spring break. And I look forward to working with you again when we come back from the break. All right, guys. Talk soon.